Hi, welcome to this one. In this one, we will be looking at how to apply sum in a window function. So, in the last class, we basically looked at what a window function is and what it looks like and how to achieve the same result using a group by. But in this class, we will basically focus on the census adult income data set which is located in Google Bigquery. And here is a data set which basically has like different like income of different countries. And what we would like to do in this case is we would like to add an extra column that basically takes this capital gain and like sums it up. So here you will see like all this data set and an additional row which is basically saying the total capital gain by country. So here we will just go ahead and do our querying. So how do we do use the window function? So the window function has a very similar pattern. And so basically the idea of it is you have the function and then you have something like um, basically you have something like an over, and then you do a partition by, and then you will put a row. I will explain this deep down. So here you put but the row you are trying to partition by, and you might even order by if you need to. So this is like the structure of the the main structure of the window function. So you have the function. So here it could be count, it could be sum, it could be row, it could be dense, it could be a couple of options. And then you have the over. And the idea of the over, it is just basically telling you, for instance, in this case, it will tell you to sum maybe capital gain. So it will sum the capital gain over. And then when it will basically partition by the native country, which is basically saying that it will sum the capital gain for different native countries. So it will break the data set into different countries. So it wouldn't just do a total, but it will just have a kind of like a kind of aggregation based on the native country. So wherever it's changing, it doesn't add up together. So here we are having our data set, and then we can run this for the first time and see what it gives us as our result. So here we have the total capital gain. And then when we run this query, what do we see? Is basically we have a query that is, like having an extra column, right? So this is everything. This is basically select star and now having some extra columns. So I mean, if we would like to limit it to maybe certain number of columns, maybe the ones we selected in the last video, and then we could just basically bring it here and then we put this. So here we are going to select the age, the occupation, the race, the capital gain, the capital loss, and the native country, and then we will do our window function here, right? So when we run this query now, what do we see? Oh, we have a little bit of error. Oh, okay, because we have selected. So when we run this query, what do we see here? So what we see is we basically have our age, occupation, and then all this data part, and then we have the total capital gain, which is basically like showing like for different native countries. One thing I would like to do here is just to put an order by, right? Because then we would like to do a little bit of comparison of our result with the group by result. So here when we order by, we would like to order by the total capital gain here. So the idea is to yes. So And then maybe we could just take this and, you know, just do it like this. Just order by this as well. So here, when we run this query, we will see that this is what we get. So for a country that is Trinidad and Tobago, we have zero total capital gain, and then Haiti is zero. And when we go to the last page, we could start seeing USA, which is basically 331 million or thereabout, like, of capital gain, and it's kind of consistent. So here now, what we will do is we will bring back our query from the other lesson where we use group by to solve the same thing, and then we will try to run the query and see a few things. So here we have a different query that is doing the same thing as the first three lines in this, which is basically the so here what I can do here is another tip here is we could select this part and tell the query to run only this part. So, but before we run this, we also need to do a little bit of, order by, just the same way we did. So here we order by, we decide to order by the total capital gain, and then we will order by the age and then the occupation. Right? So this gives us a kind of consistent answer with the one on, the one from the window function. So meanwhile, this is solved using the group by, but in this case, we would like to, compare it with that of the window function just to give us a feel of, where we are headed to. So okay, so we didn't put a by here, which is why we have some errors. So when we run, so when we have this, we just select the part that we would like to run. And so before we run this query, I would just like you to have a very big look at the previous one that we ran from the window function. Here we notice that we have 32,561 rows. In the same spirit, in the same light, we should have the same result. And also, the last line was basically like transport moving wide 00 United States, and like this total. So here, when we run this query here, what do we get? So when we run the query, first thing is we get exactly what we got from, the Trinidad and Tobago, which is basically being the lowest. And then when we come to the last page, right? When we come to the last page, we also get the same thing down here, which is the last. So it's just the same way of getting the same result. But the window function is a lot more powerful because it helps you to write it in shorter number of lines, and it's much more efficient. Efficient in the sense that this took like 1.7 seconds to complete, but if we run this, it probably take like a lot lesser, which is 0.1 second. So this is like pretty faster, because like especially when you run very huge data set, then you even notice this this performance even more. So let's meet in the next one when we will take some other types of window function, and then we will take them and make some examples of them. Thank you. See you on the next one. Bye.